Ebusiama more kwaba embrochane yiso. I say age politics avenue. Political stories say trend make we make headlines. And the jemre na be exum war. Onia yem mame emfa wo embra minister in charge of government communication. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye. Otra TV3 key points so onia emeki revelation be efa health minister former Kwaku Agyeman na wo check say na wo twi ye be simu die kianeke papa no ye be charge no ye bobo no kwadu a enya asem koto akra na ne nyina ne say Sputnik V vaccine a omokoto ya se bi oso nse bi enya ado allegedly yesusu se kitasehye proye kankan bi ekoso no eno eka ho bi sanso na frontier healthcare service eno so ehun kwadubo enso eka ho bi a papa yi obeje ne samba nyambo a obade ne dia dombe edum ye nia next week de yebetimi arrange papa no before court na ye charge no so far yembo enwura Felix Ofosu-Kwakye na so ye abra wajemre na o probe into the matter enti ohwa flyer no na betimi a project ebi atu screen so the amount no say the former health minister Kwaku Agyeman will be charged in the upcoming weeks over the Sputnik V vaccine purchase and frontier health care service. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye was minister in charge of government communication. TV3 na di fry e ba e bontin so ajemre na edibi exumo yemfa credit ema wo mu na yenko yinsimu
on the part of government in implementing ORA. So what has happened since ORA came? The ORA cases were spread amongst 3 agencies: the police CID, the NIB, and the Yoko.
Before you go on to that, how do you answer the question? You knew about this slow judicial process, but yet made promises that were hinged on a certain pace at which
no, but who spoke about peace? First of all, who said, for instance, that we will jail everybody under 1 year? Who said that? If you can give me that, we will move on. So what is the basis for saying that if after 1 year, everybody...
You have the power to jail people.
No, it's just by word of expression. What I'm saying is that, so if after 1 year, as we have now, everybody has not been put in jail, how do you say that oil has failed? Did we ever say that in 1 year we jail everybody? Did we ever say that we jail everybody in 1 week or even in 10 years?
No.
You understand me? If you let me land, you understand the point I'm making? So it's important to dismiss propaganda and separate it from facts. So what have the agencies been up to? NIB, for instance, they have looked into 27 cases. They have produced dockets. In other words, they have invited people, questioned them, cautioned them, and built a docket and presented same to the Attorney General for action. Iyoko, they have over 40 such cases. In the case of NIB, over 43 people have been affected, including Kwaku Agyeman, who only this week was all over the place claiming that nobody had touched him.
But what happened to him?
Meanwhile, he had been brought in, he had been questioned, he had been cautioned.
When did this happen?
Last year.
Caution on what exactly?
When you are cautioned, it simply means that they take your statement, indicating that you have been brought under a certain...
Question
on two cases. On two cases. The Sputnik V vaccine case, and then the frontier case involving COVID-19 testing at the airport. That has happened. Of course, it is not in all cases that it is highlighted. There are instances where political party operatives mass up and they get lawyers to say it, so then it becomes public. But not all. In fact, I can give you a rundown. For instance, the National Service Authority case, it involves gifts to Awari Mensah, and I don't do this with satisfaction. No, it is necessary. I don't do this to embarrass or humiliate anybody. But it is necessary to so that people stop. Exactly. So gift to Awari Mensah and OCSB, National Service Authority. Iyoko finished it, gave the docket to Attorney General. He has done it. He is in court. Indeed, I think last week or so, the court indicated that we're going to do case management. It is part of the process. And lawyer Pia Kubu and Martin Kubu will bear me out. The Sputnik V case, Kwaku Agyeman, I've told you. Indeed, as I speak, 2 dockets are ready. And in the coming weeks, the Attorney General will take him to court and charge him for these 2 cases. Again, the Accra Sky Train project, it involves Solomon Asamoah, who was the CEO of GIF, and then Professor Amayo Kunfi. So they are also in court. Now, there's a case involving SML. Even though the Attorney General, the Special Prosecutor is dealing with There's another case that the Attorney General is dealing with, involving Emmanuel Kofi Nti, Dr. Asankragua, and Mr. Christian Tetesoti. There's a free Wi-Fi case involving Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, and he himself has publicly said that he has been invited, questioned, and a docket has been prepared. There's a gentleman called Opioluwa Omotayo Ojo. I suspect that he's Nigerian. Benjamin Kofi Jesse, William Entry Dakun, and Matilda Ewia Azuma. They are the persons of interest in the free Wi-Fi matter. There's a National Lottery Authority case involving Kofi Osameyaw, Henry Kwame Asare Yentumi, and Derek Bisi Apia. There's Buankra Inland Ports involving Kweku Forie Siama, who was a former transport minister, Justice Amu, John Bernard Cranton York, and Michael Achagwe Luguje. Pardon me if I've mispronounced the name. Then the Drape case. It's a matter that people have been called on. The likes of Mohammed Amin Andam, the former finance minister, and Irene Nantoshi, the former administrator.
They've been called
and questioned. The former administrator of this Assembly's Common Fund. There could be 19 Frontiers case, Kwekwajuma Menu, and Samuel Bansa. The Pualugu Multipurpose Dam, Dr. Owusu Efeyaku, the former Agric minister, Wilson Kwabena Dankwa, I beg your pardon, Al Hassan Alolu Muntaka, I believe he was in the vice president's office. Yes. National ambulance case, Emmanuel Owusu Buedu.
Okay.
Mathematical set. That's a full expression. Sarah Femi Bedie Tuasante, I believe, is the spouse of the president's the former presidential secretary, Mr. Asante Bedie Tu. Kwejo Daku Mensa, Benjamin Kofi Jesse, Philip Tetepadi, and Matthew Poku Prempeh.
This is the mathematical set.
This is a mathematical set issue. The Moshoso rice case, there was an issue about importation of some rice that was not fit for purpose or something. David Eje Miensa, Simon Eje, Eli Kulim Dogbe, and Patrick Ohini Ufori. Then there's a duplicative digitalization, which is Ghana Health Service and National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Patrick Kuma Buaji. West Blue Judgment Debt, it involves Kenofoyata, who, as I speak, is a fugitive, has fled the jurisdiction. And then there's a 13th African Games. I could go on and on and on and on. So anybody who comes to take, for instance, they've been called, interrogated, and these are cases on which dockets have been prepared. And so the Attorney General has to look through it and then determine a date that is suitable to go to court. If you go to Yoko, there are some of the cases that were not part of oral. You can only discover them when you come into government, like the National Signals Bureau thing. It was never an oral. In fact, there were many people who didn't even know Mr. Dubois was even a public official. But when we came to power and we got wind of it, we looked into it. Indeed, he was arrested in March 2025. By April, he was in court. The Attorney General has said that he will call 5 witnesses. Three of them are done. He's left with 2. So that they can conclude their case, and then Mr. Dubois will open their case. That is a normal judicial process. My brother, Honorable Apiakubi, is here. He is a lawyer for Wuntumi, and he will testify that in the case of Wuntumi, actually, I think they've done, you are supposed to do a service of no case or something. If I'm not mistaken. All the state's witnesses have testified. So the state has made its case. The onus is now on them to either contest the state case through a submission of no case, which is normal. In the Atu-Forcing case, he made a submission of no case. So it is normal judicial procedure. The National Service case, sorry, that one too, I told you that they are doing case management. It's part of the buffer stock case. There are at least 3 people who are in court over it. Abdul Hanan and his wife, and then I think another what do you call it? So the Attorney General has gone step by step to ensure that this is done. Again, in terms of recovery, when the president said Yoko had recovered 600 million Ghana cedis, there were those who said, we should publish the list. I clarified that apart from oral, Yoko is an established organization that deals with regular crime, money laundering, tax evasion, carjacking, cross-border crime, and all that. So in their normal routine course of work, they've done 642 million Ghana cedis recovery. In 2024, they did 186 million recovery. So this one actually is an improvement on that. But in terms of oral, the only time, again, there are 2 lawyers here who will bear me out. The only time you can recover is when the person has been convicted. What you can do in the interim is that you freeze the assets to protect it, so that in the event that in the course of the trial, they don't divert it and move it outside of the jurisdiction. Indeed,
that is why I asked you that question, whether you have the power to convict. And I'm saying,
no, I mean the court, yes, the court. When the court convicts,
your mandate
is prosecution. That's all. And that is what we are doing.
Yes.
But I'm telling you what steps have been. Every case that has been investigated or is in court, they have taken steps to ring-fence the assets. Indeed, they are
Company hostage and robbed them of cash in the sum of 200,000 cedis.
During the robbery, the suspect handcuffed 3 Chinese nationals, locked them in a room and fled the scene in a black Toyota Volkswagen vehicle with registration number GS57625. Upon receiving the information, a patrol team from the Asankragua police moved swiftly to the scene. However, the suspect had already fled. The suspected vehicle was later spotted at the Asankragua Štrikě road and intercepted by the police on duty at the Štrikě checkpoint. Addressing the media at the Asankragua Police Division, the Western Central Regional Police Commander DCOP Usubuampong commended the police for their immense support in arresting the culprit.
The information was immediately circulated to all snap checkpoints within the jurisdiction. The suspected vehicle was later spotted on the Asankragua Štrikě road and intercepted by police officers on duty at the Štrikě checkpoint. The occupants attempted to flee from the vehicle but were pursued by the police personnel at the barrier with support from the Štrikě community. The following day, 13th March 2026, a fifth suspect, Rashid Abdu, age 22, was arrested from his hideout, making a total of 5 suspects. 2 of the suspects managed to escape, and effort underway to get them arrested.
He assured the public of the police's continued commitment in maintaining law and order and further encouraged members of the public to support the police with credible information to help combat crime in the community.
Preliminary investigations indicate that the suspects are residents of Obuasi and has traveled to Asankragua to carry out the robbery.
Now, Chairman of the NDC had thanked constituents and floating voters for giving the NDC an overwhelming number of seats in the 2024 general election. Speaking on his ongoing thank you tour, Johnson Štrikě entreated party delegates to retain executives who worked tirelessly to get the party elected.
The chairman of the NDC first made a stop at the Ablekuma Central constituency where he addressed party members. He thanked them for the confidence reposed in the party by giving it an overwhelming victory. Chairman Esiedu Nketia praised NDC supporters for the massive turnout that resulted in the party sweeping almost all parliamentary seats in the Greater Accra region.
Greater Accra, no. Ode total regions na akanwa. Your victory no vote no do every Greater Accra.
Greater Accra recorded the highest number of votes for us in the 2024 general elections. The Volta region, which previously had the highest number of NDC Member of Parliament, has now been overtaken by the Greater Accra as the region with the most elected NDC MPs. It is for this reason we are here to express our appreciation to the constituency for their support. We are committed to building on this momentum and working hard to ensure that the region remains a stronghold for the NDC.
The chairman of the NDC then proceeded to the Ablekuma North constituency, from where he entreated party supporters to retain any executive who worked hard in the 2024 elections to get the party elected by voting massively for them in the upcoming constituency elections.
My idea, branching for any constituency executives, my idea.
We want to thank our branch and party executives for the good work they have done. However, the party laws require that we conduct elections at the branch level. There will also be a registration exercise for new applicants. We will hold our branch level elections in April. Although our party constitutions makes these elections necessary, if it were up to me, I would have preferred that the constituency leaders retain branch executives who have performed well.
Aspiring national organizer on the ticket of the new Patriotic Party, who was also the former MP for Doma West, Ali Mega Halidu, has appealed to delegates to vote for competent individuals who understand grassroots politics to enable the party return to power. The national executive elections will be conducted between September 18 and 20, 2026.
Addressing a press conference to declare his intention, Ali Maiga Halidu revealed that the NPP needs a strong grassroots person to ginger the party from the polling station level to national level. Ali Maiga Halidu entreated NPP delegates to vote massively for him to help Dr. Alhaji Bawumia to win power for NPP in 2028.
We are in opposition, so the face of our party is going to be our leaders. That's why some of us would want to put ourselves to serve at the national organizer level. We need somebody who is strategic, innovative, and hardworking. I tell people that the organization department is like the defensive midfielder of the party. There should be national chairman in you, there should be general secretary in you, there should be a communicator in you, there should be a youth organizer in you, there should be a woman organizer in you, there should be a Nasara organizer in you. So you are a whole package because you are the third marshal.
Meanwhile, the MP for Itiwa East, who doubles as former Deputy Finance Minister, Abnor Seyasari, called on NPP delegates to vote for Ali Maiga Halidu since he has experience in politics.
He's very dedicated. He's worked through the ranks of the party. He's been at the grassroots, he's been at the regional level, and then he was able to also win primaries and win a whole constituency for the NPP party. Many are the things that Honorable Ali has done. And when you speak to current members of parliament, telling them, informing them that Honorable Ali would want to contest for the national organizer position, what they tell you is that, oh, as for Ali, we know he can do this job.
News 360 returns after this break. Don't go away.
Man, a player who journeyed from a life-changing accident in Ghana to lifting silverware in England.
2025 will forever remain a memorable date for Chelsea FC amputee team. On that day, the Blues scored 2 unanswered goals against Everton's amputee team to lift the EE Disability FA Cup for the first time in their history. Right at the heart of the celebrations was Ghanaian midfielder Hafiz Afuakwa Suleiman, a player steadily carving out his place in disability football in the United Kingdom. For the 31-year-old, the moment felt almost surreal, a fairy tale ending to a chapter that had demanded patience, sacrifice, and extraordinary resilience.
So obviously, that was a lot of emotional feelings altogether. Because at that moment, I was on the pitch waiting for my medal to come through. And I was literally processing a lot of things in my mind and trying to figure myself out where I started from, the struggles, the pains, and all of that, and now where I am. And that made me more tears of joy, to be honest with you.
Born physically able in Suame, in Ghana's Ashanti region, Suleiman's early relationship with football began in the living room. He would sit beside his family, watching matches on television, with each match deepening his fascination. While other children played outside, young Hafiz often stayed on the sidelines, imagining himself one day becoming a professional footballer. But fate had a different script. In September 2004, a tragic accident changed his life forever. Still a child at the time, Suleiman was returning home from school with his mother and siblings when a speeding vehicle knocked him down while they attempted to cross the road. The injuries were severe. Doctors were forced to amputate his left leg. For a time, Suleiman walked away from football completely. But sometimes, the game finds its way back to those who truly love it. Encouraged repeatedly by his uncle, Suleiman was introduced to amputee football.
He took me to one local team in Kumasi, and they literally, all of them are amputees as well. So he registered me in that team. And ever since, I always go to training with them. And since 2010. So it was a long journey, to be fair.
Determined to rewrite his story, Suleiman began playing for several amputee football teams in Ghana, steadily building confidence and experience. In 2021, he moved to the United Kingdom in search of better opportunities. 2 years later, destiny opened another door. Through a recommendation from a friend, he earned a chance to feature for the Arsenal amputee team in 2023. He grabbed the opportunity with both hands. His energy in midfield, relentless work ethic, and inspiring attitude.
Nti we ensem ahodo etimi ko so channel no so ma me ena was so je mre e wo ha da sene se oba de ndia dum bi edum ani onua ye besan ahia